Hi, Marco.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Wow, man. Oof. How can I explain this?
I was actually going to ask you, you're having a pretty exciting week. So let's talk about the LA premiere that you just had. Well, of
Yeah,
course, let me first introduce everybody. This is Marko Zaror. If you don't know him, then you shouldn't be following my website in the first place because he's one of the premier action stars in the business today, and he's appearing in John Wick Chapter 4. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the LA premiere. How did that go?
wow, man. Well, I did enjoy it a lot, and thanks that I saw the movie first in New York because I was like, when I saw the movie in New York for the first time, I was so shocked of everything
Great.
that I didn't even remember about the movie. It was just a, like adrenaline ride, and I couldn't see like it's the movie is just amazing. And then in the LA premiere, I was more relaxed, so I was able to enjoy more and like see the movie. And yeah, it was just amazing. It's a incredible experience. I remember walking like 20 years ago on the Hollywood Boulevard and going through the Chinese theater and go, wow, what it would be like to one day be in a premiere here in this theater with a movie. Like, and suddenly I was there. Like it was just crazy. How can I don't have words really.
So, okay, so let's take this journey, if you will. Now, of course, you've done many movies and television, in the past. How did the chance to star in John Wick Chapter 4? How did that come about? And then we'll talk about your character in a minute.
Um Yeah, well, the thing is that when the quarantine happened and everything kind of closed down, remember? And
Yep.
we actually, I was in Chile. I didn't even know that if the movie is gonna come back again, or like it was like a weird time, right? But for some reason, I had this calling because of the training and the meditations, and I was in this full of nature in the south of Chile. I was like, man, I gotta do at least something. I wanna tell a story, and I wanna do like what I would love to see when I was 15-year old. So we shot a movie with my friend Ernesto Diaz, our last movie. Like I gave him all my notes, everything, just for the just to share it. We didn't even thought about selling anything, just put it out there as a retirement, you know. So
Okay.
we did this thing, and then when things open, we got a trailer. We cut the trailer, and I'm like, oh, so I'm gonna go back to LA just for meetings or stuff like that. And I start sending that link to some people old friends that I knew from the business. And one of them was JJ Perry, and then oh, cool, I love your trailer, man. That's happy that you're back, Marco. And then Marco meet Chad meet Marco. I'm like, wow, like, you serious? And then Chad's like, hey, Marco, what's up? When can you talk? And I'm like, now. And I was like, those moments that you don't know if you're dreaming, it is happening or not. And then he was like, yeah, I've seen your stuff. People have been telling me about you. So I would love to invite you to participate in this movie, read the script, see if you like it. There's a role for you. I was like, wow, I like it. And he's like, it's like I didn't even need to read the thing. It's like, and then he's like, yeah, read it, whatever. We kind of have that fun talk, and yeah, man. And then one week I was in Berlin shooting. It's just like unreal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what can I say, man? It was just those all moments that your brain just exploded.
Right. So let's talk about your character. Now, he's a pretty he's kind of I call him like a lion in wait. Like he's like just in the background. He's like standing there, right? And he's
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
all like cool, calm and collected, and then he's just unleashed, like a lion. So
yeah.
so give the fans, talk about your character and what they can expect when the movie comes out this Friday.
Yeah, well, uh, I'm the right hand man of the Marquis, so
Yes.
he sends me to do dirty work.
Right.
So this guy, it's a very confident, a little cocky, and he doesn't buy into this honor thing of all these assassins, and like he just want to get the things done.
Hmm.
So my character is gonna it's a little frustrated of what's going on. I don't want to spoil the movie, but
Right.
but that's kind of like what you just kind of described. Like I'm holding until it's my chance to prove my boss wrong, right?
Right. Yes.
You know, so that's kind of, you know, but I would love them to go see the movie. I don't want to like spoil it too much because yeah.
I understand, totally understand. Now let's talk about being on set. And now, of course, you've done fight choreography and coordination, and doing fights in these more independent movies. Now talk about doing the fight choreography on a bigger stage. The John Wick stage. How was that different from what you've done in the past, or similar, if the
Yeah.
case may be?
Well, the code of fighting in movies is the same everywhere in the world, like the
Absolutely.
way, but the difference is the eye behind it, right? And that's why John Wick is such a different thing, and the team of like they're really in another level. They're all the time trying to push themselves and how they create the choreography and how they put it together. Now when you perform as a martial artist, then yeah, it's like you're doing your thing, you're having fun, but how long, how they're shooting it, and where you're doing it is what makes a big difference. And then you have Chad, that it's a real martial artist behind camera, that he knows what it feels to hit the ground. He knows what it feels to have swings towards your face, and like he's a fighter. So then when he puts the camera and watch that monitor, he sees stuff that nobody else can see because he's been there. He understands exactly what it feels. So then he understands exactly what it should look like to project outside to the audience and how it's supposed to feel. And that's why I think it connects so well with the audience, and that I think that's the reason why. And then plus he just got Keanu, that it's like a fanatic and a passionate guy for the genre, and he just love it. And you see that passion in the set, how they work so professional. It's like you just get this. It's like something that is unbeatable. It's incredible.
Right. Now, let's talk about, Chad Stahelski, who of course directs, and of course this is the thing I preach, at least on my website, like when I'm doing my reviews, when I'm doing my articles and stuff like that. The best action movies, at least I see, from coming out of this generation is from men and women who have come from the stunt profession. And the reason why is because they bled, they sweated, through the, doing the fight choreography and stuff like that. And they know how it's supposed to look, and they know how, they know what the fans want, basically. And I'm not going to take jabs at other movies and stuff like that where, but like, you've worked with Jesse V. Johnson, of course, on Savage Dog, another gentleman who comes from the stunt field, so explain how it is to work with these guys that have an understanding of the action and what fans want to see when they go to the movies.
Yeah, it's a whole, like when you have directors like that, they understand, they change things from the pre-production of a movie. So they require rehearsals, they require like the prep, they require to cast the proper people, because you can just do so much if you have talent that they're not physical, right? No matter how good the stuntman people or the double is always going to limit your takes, you see. So that's why, like Chad always prioritize, train the actor as much as possible, and then use a cast that is capable, so then he can really show the way that he wanted, instead of having to rely on like, oh, what, we got a cut, he can just do this. And then so then you start limiting the way that what you can do, and that's a reality. And then fans see that, they know, they understand the cuts, they understand the so yes. And he's literally changing, I believe, the industry, because he's open all the big people eyes to go, oh, we gotta listen more to this community. The stunt community has much more to say than just to be hitting the ground. They got much more to say. They can direct, they can do all this other stuff, and that's, I think, was because of John Wick 1.
Right. So let's talk. So the evolution of John Wick. So of course, each movie is spectacular, but each one kind of ups the ante, if you will. Like, of course, you have the first one, and then the second one just blew it away, and then the third one blew the second one away, and now this one, it's like how people are asking, how are we going to top what we saw in the third movie?
I did.
And
I trust me. I went to see the movie with the same. I'm like, what else are you gonna do? Like, it's crazy. When you see the third one, it's crazy. But then you go here and is in another level. Like,
right,
seriously, you guys, I don't care how much I raise your expectations. It's in another level. Like,
yeah,
it's the next level. I don't know. I'm looking forward to see what's gonna happen after this movie. What's
right.
going to happen in the industry after this movie? Because I'm sure they're going to go, now, everything now is not going to feel cool. They're going to have to make a big homework, or I don't know, for the rest of the people are doing action movies to go, how, what we do now? How, it's, yes.
Yeah, so I call John Wick Chapter 4. I call it like like the Expendables of the John Wick franchise, because you got all you guys in this movie. Like how they, when the Expendables is announced, they're like, oh, who's gonna be in the movie? Jason Statham, Jet Li. It's like, here you got Scott Adkins, Donnie Yen, for God's sakes. Hiroyuki Sanada. How was it like? Was it just like a master class, just watching these guys do their thing, and then, and I'm not gonna, you are right there with them, my man. So it's like, how was it, was it just like a playground for you guys?
Yeah, it was fun, man. And it was fun, like you said, to be part of that, because, like, imagine I remember seeing like movies of Donnie Yen and getting inspired, and well, Scott, I'm a very close friend with him, and
Right.
after working with Undisputed, like, he gave me my first big opportunity, I believe, was when he called me to join him on Undisputed 3. Why? Because that's not very common. You have an actor, martial artist guy, that is bringing another top martial artist, and then he wanted me to look the best. So, because he's a real deal martial artist, he doesn't care how I look, because he knows that the best the movie looks. So that we connect so much, because we're both so passionate about martial arts, and we understand what it means, all the sacrifice of training. And so we were like two kids trying to do the best possible that we can for the fans.
Right.
So the ego in that moment is totally out. We will work together to deliver, instead of thinking, oh, he's a better martial artist than me, or no, I'm better on this. That's it's beyond that. Like, we just want to try to please the audience and do the best we can, and that was Undisputed 3, and that gave me a lot of exposure. That's how I got introduced, I guess, for the martial arts fan around the world and all that. So imagine sharing with him in the biggest Hollywood movie ever made, with martial arts action, because that's what the coolest saga that you're gonna franchise that is today, with Chad, with Keanu. It was just like, it's hard, man. It's hard to express, what it means, so much fun to see Donnie, how he worked, Keanu interacting, fighting with Keanu, and he's legit. For martial arts fan, he's legit, man. He was asking me for contact. Like, I started a little light, of course, first time, you don't know, boom, 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 and then suddenly good. And then he looked at me, he's like, you give me some more. Oh, okay, boom, and then we end up engaging. Like, you'll see it, so you'll see it.
So I wanted to talk. So again, it's not a spoiler, because we've seen it in the trailers, and you even showed some behind the scenes production stuff. You guys have this massive fight on the streets with cars zipping by. It's like, that's how John Wick tops itself. It's like, not only are you guys fighting, but there's like, you're in traffic. As
you gotta be careful that you're not getting run over by a car when you're doing your spin kick or whatever. Like, it's crazy, and you feel an adrenaline. It's happening.
Right.
It's happening. It's like, you see the car, their noise and all that, and you gotta focus on your choreography and doing the combination, and And the guy's scratching here, the guy's getting run over here, and it's happening. This is what this movie, it's everything that you're gonna see is happening on set.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not, oh, we just shot it and then everything is green, or you're just doing it fake. No. It's like you experience the movie very close to what you see, and that's you cannot get better than that.
Now I wanted to ask you about Scott Adkins because I know you guys are good friends because of course and of course you mentioned Undisputed 3, and I just wanted to tell you your fight with Scott Adkins in Undisputed 3, best Western martial arts fight scene ever. I will swear on my Bible. Anybody argues with me, I will take them down. Best martial arts fight in the West ever. You guys just rocked it out of the house.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
It was freaking phenomenal. Like I remember the first time watching it, my jaw was like, I'm like, how the frick are they doing? It's like you guys, and it's like you would think there would be wires, but it's not. It's you guys defying gravity. And I wanted to. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but like, well, how was it to see Scott Adkins? You got lucky. You didn't have to go through all the prosthetics that he went through.
Yeah. He was having that was a big challenge, but I'm sure he enjoyed every minute of it.
Right.
He did an amazing character, man. I'm so happy for him because sometimes they see us as martial artists but not as an actors, and look, like, what you guys gonna get very surprised with his performance. It's unreal. Well, you've seen a little bit on the they've been putting a little bit, and it's amazing.
Yeah, they teased. Yeah, they've been teasing. Yep, they've been teasing.
So it's amazing. He did an amazing job, and I'm so looking forward to see how his career is going to escalate after this, because that's what I'm saying. Like, again, Chad, they're changing the game. They're giving the opportunity to people like us that are strong martial artists, actors, to really play and really show that we can do more than just fall, kick, and that's it. And this, the best proof is like what you're gonna see with Scott, like being in a fat suit with a character like that. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've been arguing with people. I mean, Sammo Hung. I'm not. It's no lie. He's a big guy. And he was doing it for real. It's like so. Like I was joking with people. If Sammo Hung could do it, Scott Adkins could do it. You could do it. If they put you in a suit, you'd probably be just as. I mean, you'd have to get used to it at first, but after you got used to it, you'd probably be doing the exact same thing that he was doing.
No, of course. I think, but I love the character work that he did. Like the physical stuff, I don't care. I'm an athlete, and
right.
If you put all the kick, I can kick. I can do everything with like I train like a real athlete. Like for me, my training, it's like getting ready to the Olympic Games. That's how I approach a movie, right? Nutrition, training, everything is very like high performance. I measure my heart. I train with a Polar. I have an Oura ring. I track my sleep. I track like my nutrition. Everything is on point. So there's no challenge on me. Maybe putting a fat suit or whatever, because like, physically it's not going to be the big challenge. There is the acting. Is the acting, and Absolutely. That's why I'm so happy, because he really knocked it out of the park. Like he really did a good job, and people were cheering in the movie and all that. So.
Well, they showed the clip of him talking with Keanu Reeves, in the scene, and it was just I couldn't stop laughing, but in a good way, and like how how his accent, the crazy haircut, the gold teeth. I mean, it was just because I remember when everybody found out that you guys were going to be in the movie, and then we saw the first picture of Scott. We were like, what is going on? And I remember the day I was like, this is going to be different. But I want to talk about you real quick though, because you, my man, like one thing I love about you, okay, and I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you, I'm a legit fan. You do I'm not you do okay. How do I want to put this? Like, I got okay. You do your best acting by not saying anything. I'm not saying that you're, when you talk, it's, but you radiate such expressions with your like I said, when you're just standing in the background with the Marquis talking, it's just like that. We feel you, in the back, and how you can just not say anything, but still, radiate a performance by just being there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, cool. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. That's a nice thing, man. I really appreciate it. Well, it's hard for me to say that because I that's me, So
Right.
when I'm looking the movie, I'm like not
I
really
look in the mirror. It's
of
me.
my performance. It's like it's very, I don't have a judge. I cannot judge myself like that, but I really appreciate that. And I'm very happy with this performance. I think Chad gave me the opportunity. I have some good dialogue moments,
Yes.
where I have to. So it really gave me the chance to play, to explore this character. And, I think the people are going to enjoy it. I think people are going to enjoy it. I'm really excited, because I have my good acting moments. And actually, the script was just the acting and not the action. It was so funny. And then it evolves, and Chad started adding me more into the movie, It was very nice how it all happened, I think all the work that we did with the character kind of start, like the story start needing this character, like what the work we did with Chad and creating this kind of guy next to the Marquis. Then when he started telling me, man, we need more of our bad guy, our bad guy. And then he was keep putting me and making arrangements, and it was very nice, man. Very happy for that.
Well, that's the thing, and you can't have action for the sake of action. You got to have the story behind it, and you got to care about the people that are doing it. You can't just make a 90-minute film where people are just punching each other in the face. It doesn't work like that. There's got to be something behind the action that drives the action and drives the people.
But look, man, this is what I was really surprised about this movie. I got emotional seeing the movie, man.
Right.
The movie, it's deep, and every character connects. Every character was so on point.
Right.
Every character, like the girl, the story with her father, and
yes,
Bill and Chamir, the tracker, like everybody has their thing going on, and he did such a good job on taking the time without being afraid that he's doing an action movie. He just took the time to engage with each character. And I think that's why you could just be sitting there watching a whole day this story and you're never going to get bored. It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. And then you enjoy this action scenes like even more,
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Yeah, so like I said, yeah, I can't wait, for people to see it. Now, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you're a busy guy and you're doing interviews, up the wad here, but I just want to also talk just a little bit about Fist of the Condor, because we all know that's coming out too on HI-YAH TV, and from Logo USA. So the trailer, okay, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking forward to it though. But I wanted to talk to you because when I saw the trailer, it gave me that Saturday afternoon kung fu theater vibe, like when you're on with the like TV, sitting down in front of the TV, the type of scenes, you got the guy throwing the flying sidekick, he's coming at you in slow motion, and then the noises and the movements and everything. So explain how this concept came about for Fist of the Condor.
Yeah, well, it means a lot, this movie for me, because, well, I believe life used this movie for me to be in John Wick, because I did this movie in the quarantine. I don't know if I told you this. And then...
So Fist of the Condor was the movie you did in the quarantine that you're talking
Exactly. This is the movie that I explained the story, that how it got to Chad, and then...
And that's what...
So yeah, so for me, it's like a movie that I was doing it without any expectation, to try to do something honest, to express myself as a martial artist, as a human being through a movie, right? So we got a lot of challenges where, okay, how we gonna create a love letter? We want to do this love letter to martial arts genre, right?
Exactly.
Without being a copy, but at the same time giving an homage to the genre, but at the same time make it us, make it unique, with the Latin flavor, with the Latin culture, but at the same time that it feels that it's real, exists, because we don't have that culture. We don't have the kung fu culture movie, right? So you're doing an Asian movie and you're fighting, you don't need to justify anything. You just have two guys doing martial arts, and that's it, because there is a whole story of it. There's a whole history of it. In our country, there doesn't exist. So we need to kind of create this myth and this story to kind of create this world with these characters and this what's happening, this book, and to have that feel of old and that feel that this is something that is being going on maybe for real kind of thing.
Right.
And to add, like, I have to create a new style. So I kind of use my all my training of my life, my nutrition notes, everything is in this movie, in this fantasy world, in this, like, the Feast of the Condor world, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why for me it's like a very personal movie, because
Right.
it's philosophical. It talks about my journey a little bit in this fantasy story, but it talks about a real journey.
Yeah, and again, because all those kung fu movies that we used to watch as kids and everything. You got those training montages. You're up in the mountains, you're in the woods, you're breaking trees. That's why it just gave me that old school throwback kick ass vibe. That's sorely missed. And that's why this is more of an independent production. And I think the independent action cinema is really trying to grasp onto that because they know that that's what the fans want. Like I'm 50. I've been watching movies for 45 years now. Since I was 5, I've been watching action movies, and I want to gravitate towards when they were that. Not that we don't have awesome action movies nowadays, but that throwback feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's exactly Feast of the Condor. Like
Yes.
I think you're really gonna enjoy it, because as fans, is what we it kind of connects with a very special side, and actually I think John Wick has it too.
Right.
They're always doing reference, so they're inspired by, you can see the colors, the scenes, the cinematography, the music. It's like looking at a western. Like the John Wick is a western.
Right.
It's literally a western, like if you
Yes.
think about
Best
it.
way. Yep.
And those are inspired by the old movies, like Kurosawa and all that. So I think it's everything is kind of inspired, like saying with Bill, what he did, like Tarantino, he got inspired by, so that's why these movies connect with us in such a way. Now, this Feast of the Condor is inspired, but it's in its ways original because of the Latin culture. So how we were able to mix the music, the elements, the actors in that
Exactly.
world. You see what I'm saying? And that's,
Absolutely.
I
I get
think
it.
is unique, and you guys gonna appreciate it.
Well, that's what I love about you because you put your like I said, the Latin flavor, because you don't see that in a lot of martial arts movies. You're Chilean, so it's like you're so proud of your heritage as well you should be. It just radiates it in all your movies that you do, and that's what I love about it because it makes each one different. Like I love Redeemer. I talked to you for Savage Dog, and I said the same thing. I watch that all the time, but it's just how how like again how you get things across the screen without necessarily speaking and stuff like that, but you're talking about the music, the rhythm, and the movement and stuff like that, and how you respect your culture. So that's what I love about you.
Cool. Appreciate it. Well, thanks so much, man. And I hope you guys enjoy. Well, everybody enjoys a lot John Wick, man, but because it's just they're gonna get a wild. It's wild. It's a wild ride, man. And then you can get in HI-YAH, the Fist of the Condor, to go more deep with the
You got a
story.
1-2
That's the
punch.
origins, the
Yeah, that's
origin.
what I say. You got a Marko Zaror 1-2 punch. You got John Wick, and then you got Fist of the Condor. So fans are gonna go. I'm going gaga over it because I'm like, I can't get enough. And like whatever you have in the future, I want to talk to you because I love promoting your stuff. Like I love helping, especially independent action cinema because I promote the big stuff, but anybody can promote the big stuff. It's getting these lesser known movies out there to the public, and because I want people to see them because, if you're a genre fan, this is really where it's at. So that's what
Where it comes from. Like all these big movies are there for a reason. Like John Wick comes from a guy that is also like us, like love these like little movies in the that happened back in the day, and he's a fan of that, and you can see it in John Wick. And some people just see John Wick and go, "Oh, this is cool," but they haven't seen all those inspiration movies. So yeah, it's cool. It's great that you do that, man, because I think it's very important.
Right. Now, is there anything like just real quick, couple minutes, anything in the future that you could talk about that you got on the horizon, you know, that you got brewing?
We got some projects. We got a cool
You can't
project.
talk about them, right?
Yeah, but we're working something with Scott that hope it works.
See, okay, can I interrupt? That's okay. So I want to get paid for this because you two should be in a movie and be on the same side, be comrades, and just kick the shit out of bad guys for
Yeah. Well, yeah.
because you're always at odds.
Yeah.
You're always fighting each other. We've
Yes.
seen it. You guys nailed it out of the park. So now we need you guys back to back, you know, taking on the bad guys.
Yes. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Yeah, we got some stuff, and then there's other projects that there's a movie that I just finished that you know you guys are gonna know soon about with Thunder Road, but they haven't released much information, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's already
Sure.
done.
Fair
So it's
enough.
already done. So you guys soon will know about it, and maybe we can talk about it once they already release the information. So yeah,
Absolutely.
cool.
Well, I will reach out and you know to the publicist, and I like I said, every movie, you know, I just want to promote and just pump it up and just get people excited for it. So have a wonderful week. It's Tuesday, so the movie comes out technically Thursday night. They start showing it, you know, and it's just gonna make money. It's going to the bank because you guys just nailed it out of
Awesome.
the park, and you are a delight to talk to, and you're phenomenal. And like I showed your stuff to my wife, and my wife was just like, "Holy crap!" I like she's just like, I was kind of embarrassed. I'm like, because I do karate. I'm like, she's like, "Can you do that?" I'm like, "No, I." So, but you did a phenomenal job. Love you. Keep up the good work, and just you know, keep defying gravity and just doing what you do best, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support.
Absolutely. All right. Have a good afternoon. Like I said, enjoy everything about this week, and then we'll talk to you next time. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
All right. Have a good one.
Have a good one.